I look like an ordinary woman, and I suppose I am what you might call an ordinary woman, but I have a secret. I'm invisible. Strange feeling being invisible. Most people don't see you, but I see them. I see them walking down the street, pushing through the crowds, phone clutched to their ear like their hand stuck to the side of their head. I see them texting away on the buses. They don't even look at each other, never mind me. And even if they do happen to look up and look around, they still don't see me. They're young, you see. You know, there was a question in the paper the other day. It said, what would you do if you could be invisible for a day? I thought, don't make me laugh. I'm invisible every bloody day, me. It's called being old. Well, let's tell it like it is, eh? None of this bleed mature or senior rubbish. This is a nice park. I used to come here with my husband Colin. Cole. Poor sod. He didn't live long enough to become invisible. Mind you, he was a quiet bloke, so he probably would have enjoyed it. I mean, some do, you know. Most don't. Most people want someone to notice them sometimes. Mind you, I reckon by the time the youth of today become old enough to become invisible, they'd have probably invented some app for it. Swipe here on your smartphone if you want someone to notice you. Actually, come to think of it, I think they might already have one. What was it our Susan called it? Tender or something. That's nice. I got one of them. Kids got it for me so we could keep in touch, so we could FaceTime. Well, I suppose it'll save them having to come round and see me, wouldn't it, eh? But a phone, it can't hug you, can it? Or stroke your arm. Or make you a cup of coffee, so they're not that bleeding smart then, are they? Mind you, neither are the kids. Between you and me, I mean, I could, if I wanted to, work it, that is. I've had a bloody laptop for years. But I've let them think that a smartphone is just a bit too much for me. Well, at least it'll make them come round and see me then, won't it, eh? Oh, and if I really want to wind them up, I'll call it a one phone, and then I'll sit back looking all confused while they get irritated. It's an iPhone. Not a bloody one phone. It's an iPhone, mother, for fuck's sake. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really like this new modern technology stuff, and that Google is really useful for looking up your symptoms. Oh, I don't know. I can't think too much these days. Makes my blooming head ache. Oh, it's a bit nippy today. Hope our Susan don't hang about. Bit of fresh air would do you good, she said. Meet me in the park, she said. I'm old, I said. I mean, I know that Costa is expensive shite, but at least it's bleeding warm in there. Oh no, she wasn't having none of that, was she? Bleeding hell freak, that's what she is. I like this park. I used to come here a lot, you know, with Colin and the kids when they were young. We used to bring a picnic and sit on this bench. Mind you, it's been a while since the kids were here. Of course, I was born in a different century, you know. No, different bloody millennium. 1943. Imagine. Different age, different time. Here, talking of time, they reckon I've got a problem with it. The kids and that bloody doctor, but what do they know? I mean, everybody has trouble trying to remember things sometimes, don't they? Especially as you get older. It's too much stuff going on in your head, that's what it is. 77 years of things to remember. Oh well, that's 30 seconds none of us going to get back again, isn't it, eh? Time wasted. Me husband, Colin, oh, he was a great time waster. Pottering, he'd call it. I do miss him though. We used to come here all the time, you know, when the kids were little. We used to take them on the swings. Oh, I don't know what happened to them. Vandalised, I suppose. Oh, the swings, not the kids. I like coming here though, because I don't know, somehow I feel closest to him when I'm here. He's in me wheelie, by the way. Not him, his photo. I'll bring him here and I'll talk to him then. Well, you know, just in case there is an afterlife. Not that I believe in all that rubbish, but well, let's face it. As you get older, you can't afford not to hedge your bets, can you, eh? Because we're all in God's waiting room, aren't we, Cole? Or sitting in the departure lounge, as I prefer to call it. Yeah, even the young. All right, from the minute they're born, there they are, back of the queue, ever shuffling nearer, waiting for their flight to be called. Bless him. Hey, see this? This is the latest gadget. The kids bought it for me for Christmas. Evidently it's supposed to count the amount of steps I do every day. I mean, why? Of course I ain't got a bleeding clue how it works, and I've got no bleeding intention of finding out either. But I'm meeting me daughter Susan here later, and gosh, she's a right bleeding all-eyes. She'll soon notice if I ain't wearing it. Do you know, apparently you're supposed to do 6,000 steps a day. I'd be in bloody Bristol by the end of the week, wouldn't I? We used to come here a lot when the kids were little. Me and my husband, Colin. When he died, I never shed a tear, not one. I bet they thought she's a right hard-faced cow. I'd done all my crying in the months before he died. I cried when he told me. I cried when he begged me to help him and I couldn't. I cried when I heard him scream out for his mother before he lost the power of speech, but I didn't cry when he died. I was glad. I helped him in the end. I don't bloody care who knows it. Of course I have to keep quiet about it for the kids' sake, and oh, Susan had a total meltdown. I told him. I held his hands and I told him, it's just a short little potter off the edge of life, darling, I said. I think he smiled. His eyes said he did. I told myself he did. Well, speaking for myself, personally, I don't intend to die at all. But just in case I don't have a choice, well, you've got to make the most of it when you're here, ain't you, eh? Cheers. Do you know, Me, I always wanted to go on the stage. But my mother said, all actresses are prostitutes. Of course, then I met Colin and we got swept up in all the 60s rubbish, you know, free love and all. Well, not exactly swept away. We missed a lot, if I'm being honest, didn't we, Cole? I didn't do drugs. Not like today. Oh, God. I take so many bleeding drugs nowadays, they have to put them in this round container with the date and time on in case I get mixed up. Well, don't get me wrong, I would have done drugs back then. I couldn't find any. I did try a bit of weed at a music festival once. I think I threw up. I do like this park. Used to come here all the time with Colin when the kids were young. We used to sit on this bench. Where the hell's Susan? She should have been here by now. I wonder if I got the right time. Oh, she won't half have a go at me if I haven't. Oh, looking a bit dark over there. Still, stop people coming in the park trying to plonk their big bottoms on our bench. We always came here, sat here and had a picnic. This was our bench, me and my husband, Colin. We used to come here all the time, you know, when the kids were little. There was Susan, she's my daughter, and Simon is my son. I'll be 69 in a few weeks. Oh, okay, some of you can still add up, I suppose. I'm 77, but the important thing is I ain't dead. You know, they reckon nowadays that 77 is the new 67. I say, so bloody what? I was bleeding knackered when I was 67. They told me this morning, or was it yesterday? I've got this thing called MCI, which stands for mild something or other illness. Only kidding. It's mild cognitive impairment. I've memorised it. They ain't going to catch me out on that one again. I kept forgetting things, you know, like date and time and when things should happen, that sort of thing. So I promised Susan I'd go to the doctor about it. Well, he sends me off to this other woman who asked me a lot of stupid bloody questions, told me I got this MCI and gave me a load of pamphlets to take home. Oh, it's all bleeding rubbish anyway. I mean, everyone forgets when to do things sometimes, don't they? But they do like their labels, you know, the medical profession. I'll tell Susan it was nothing. She'll only have one of her panic attacks. I might tell Simon though. He won't give a shit. Anyway, he lives in London. Yeah. Did you know you used to be able to smoke in the cinemas? Yeah. They even had little ashtrays between the seats. Oh, and on the buses too. Upstairs. Imagine. Oh. Oh, you'll have to forgive me occasional language. I'll blame the grandkids, Sophie and Jamie. Hang on, that don't sound right. Is it Sophie? That's right, Sophie Elizabeth and Jamie Thomas. Oh, I'll tell you, let a little bit of doubt creep in and it's bloody fatal. It's like when you're in the supermarket at the checkout, you know, and you're trying to remember your PIN number and you don't know if it's right, and then you start panicking and you know they're all lined up behind you, tat-tatting and thinking, stupid bloody old woman. Oh, they can see you then, can't they, eh? You ain't invisible then, are you? Here, look at this. Scratched in this arm here. Fucking tossers. I tell you, graffiti don't get any more intelligent, do it, eh? Mind you, they don't seem to think anything of it, do they? Kids today, swearing. I mean, it's all fuck this, fuck that. Still, I suppose it ain't any worse than we were, really. Just different words. Mind you, I can remember the first time I said bloody in front of my mother. I got a whack round the head, made me eyes cross. Wonder that's why I got this MCI thing. Well, you never know, do you? God, it's nice here, isn't it? Oh, blimey. Oh, God, this blooming leg. Oh, it's playing me up today. I have to give it a move as I get stuck in this position. Oh. My father used to say that, you know. If you frown when the wind changes, it'll stick. Suppose I have done a bit too much frowning. Especially after Colin, you know. I was only 16 when I met him, you know. 1958. Rock and roll hadn't even hit Seaton. I'm not sure it ever blooming did. He was an apprentice plumber, and I remember I loved the smell of his overalls. They smelt of copper and, you know, that stuff you weld with. They all wore blue overalls in those days. They called them boiler suits. Well, you couldn't afford to ruin your good clothes. Even my mother, you know, she used to wear an apron all day, but she'd whisk it off before she answered the front door. Oh, I can smell it now. Oh, Colin's overalls, not my mum's apron. He was a quiet bloke, not like the other lads. I was working in Woolies on the cheese counter, and I used to wear my hair up in one of those blooming hair nets. Oh, I bloody hated it. I mean, all the girls did, but we had to wear them. So we used to pull out little bits of our hair when Mr. Stainton weren't looking. Funny, innit? I can remember that miserable old bugger's name, but I forgot the name of my doctor last week. And I see more of him than I do any other blooming man nowadays. We've got what you might call an intimate relationship. It was weeks before Colin told me he didn't really like cheese. Of course, I knew why he was really hanging about. I'm told that nowadays, you know, all you have to do is send a picture of your boobs and say yes or no, your place or mine. Oh, I suppose it ain't such a bad idea. I think I've left it a bit too late though, don't you? And I suppose it saves time, and you know, it's all that matters in the end, really, time. I mean, you think you got enough of it, but you ain't. It's slowly slipping away. Some of you, your plane is already on its way to the airport. Here, what you looking at? Piss off. See him? I bet he's off to report me now for smoking. I know the buggers can see you when you're doing something you shouldn't, isn't it, eh? Or something gets on their nerves. But when you just wanted to say hello, let you know you're still here, like. Oh, when you haven't spoken to a living soul for days. That summer of free love. Me and Colin, we bought ourselves a second-hand bell tent and put flowers in our hair and went off to some festival or other. It began with L, I know. I think. Anyway, we were going to live hard and die young. Well, for the weekend anyway. It rained. Oh, how it bloody rained. The tent leaked. Car got stuck in the mud. I tried out a different kind of Sunday joint and was sick all afternoon. And Colin went off dancing with this woman with long blonde hair and tattoos all over her arms. Well, we got home, we dumped the tent. We decided we weren't cut out for that sort of thing. We're just ordinary people. Funny. I can remember that festival as clear as day. They say that, don't they? You know, you remember more and more about your past, but your present. Mind you, there are some things about the past I wish I didn't remember quite so well. Bloody hell, Susan, where the hell are you? It's 2 o'clock, isn't it? Bleeding stomach's beginning to think my throat's been cut. I wonder if it was 3 o'clock, not 2 o'clock. Maybe it was 1 o'clock. Where was I? I expect soon I'll be saying, who am I? We used to come here a lot, you know, me and Colin. When the kids were little, there was Susan, she was my daughter, and Simon, my son. Don't hear from him much. Don't really know what he's up to nowadays. I did try to friend him on that Facebook, but he won't friend me. I can't imagine why. I mean, it's not like I don't know he's gay, is it? Of course, we don't talk about it. And Colin never knew. Or did he? Who knows? Towards the end, we didn't really talk much at all. Of course, then he couldn't talk. Just breathed like he was drowning. Now, my daughter, Susan, oh God, she puts every blim thing on Facebook, she does. I'm just moving the washing to the dryer on Facebook. We're having eggs and bacon for breakfast, photo on Facebook. Talking of Facebook, where the bleeding hell are you, Susan? I must have been here half hour or more. We used to come here a lot with the kids and Colin. We used to live in a flat and we didn't have a garden. Looks different though. We used to come and sit on this very bench. I think it was this one, but I don't remember this brass plate. In memory of Alice Coggins, our mum, she loved this park. She was hard up then, wasn't she? I've always liked coming here though. I think it used to have a lake. Oh God. This is Jubilee Park, isn't it? It must be. Oh God, Susan. Am I in the right place? There's a man over there, look, I could ask him, couldn't I? No. God, if I ask him where I am, you think I'm totally dilally. I can't do that. Oh, Susan, where are you? Come on, don't panic, don't start panicking, you know, it makes it worse. Come on, just think. Think. Oh, think, you dozy mare, come on. Oh, Susan. I wish she'd hurry up. I must have been here an hour at least. No, hang on. No, it's all right. I was early. That's right, I was early because I caught the early bus. That's because I wanted to go in that sewing shop, didn't I, for that cotton? Did I? Did I, though? Did I get that purple cotton, wasn't it, for that doll's bedspread? What's her name? Neighbour, kid with red hair. Oh, thank goodness. I don't know what this is doing here, though. Best before 26th of March. Oh, well, that should be all right then. I mean, they last a couple of months, didn't they? It is March, isn't it? No, hang on, it can't be. It was your birthday last week and that's in May. Oh, no. Oh, God, Susan, I wish she was here. Oh, come on, relax. Breathe, it don't matter. It really don't matter. Oh. All right, love. Don't worry. Just another batty old woman sitting here talking to herself. Nothing to see here. We used to come here with the kids, you know, when they were little. I think there was a tea hut. Long gone, I suppose. Could do a bloody cuppa right now. Of course, I know it's all that cost a bloody fortune nowadays, isn't it, eh? At least it's bleeding warm in there. Oh. Oh, nice bit of sun, that. My husband, Colin, he loved it here. We used to come here most weeks and we'd bring the kids. You know, someone asked me after he died if I had any regrets. I suppose I was worried that I was unkind. I didn't want to be unkind. Was I unkind, Cole? Probably. Sometimes. When he was diagnosed, I was kind and caring. Well, he was expected, wasn't it? Oh, but I was angry. What about me? I wanted to shout. What about me, us and our plans, you know, to see the world? We're not nowhere too far, but we'd sacrificed so much for the kids and this was supposed to be our time. Oh, God, I was angry, all right. I couldn't be really, could I? For better, for worse and all that. We rubbed along the last few years, me and Colin. Just, you know, ordinary lives. Nothing to talk about, really. I did notice that we didn't laugh so much towards the end. You know, when the kids had grown up and even before the motor neurone. But then most couples don't really, do they? I was fond of him. Was it love? He took 5 long years to die. He died little by little. I had to nurse him, clean him, keep him going. He was incontinent and couldn't move. But it was my hand he was holding when he finally caught his plane. I was always a strong woman. It was my hand that held the pillow. I like to come here because he loved it here. I talk to him sometimes. in God's name is Susan? It is Friday, isn't it? Yeah, it must be. Yeah, I know it is because I went in that sewing shop and she don't open on weekends. I think I've got some polos in here somewhere. If Susan knew I was still having the odd fag, she'd have a right proper go at me. I could ring her if I bought my old mobile, but I forgot it again. I know what Susan will say. For fuck's sake, Mother, what's the point of having a mobile if you never use it? Oh dear. Oh, I could drop off, I really could. No, you don't. See that old biddy over there? She's heading for your bench. Our bench, mine and Colin's. No, you don't, lady. I'm just going to spread myself out a bit. Watch this. See? Works on the buses and all. Oh, it's getting a bit nippy now that sun's going in. Oh, if Susan don't hurry up, I'm going to have to go. As I'll miss me bus. Me bladder won't take much more. She always was a bad timekeeper. Wonder what the time is. Oh, 620 steps. No change there then. I could ask the time though, couldn't I? Yeah, that'd be all right, wouldn't it? Yeah. Excuse me. Got the time, please, love? 3:10. Ta. Feels later than that. Thank God they didn't do it in those decimals. I'd have had to knock 12 hours off, and my maths ain't up to much at all nowadays, I can tell you. We used to come here a lot, you know, me and Colin, when the kids were young. We used to bring our sandwiches and we'd sit on this bench. I don't remember this brass plate though. Alice Coggins. Oh, bleed now. This knee. Oh. Ah. God, dear, give me some jip. Is that our Susan? Nah. Nah, I don't walk like her. I should wear glasses, really. But I like to look smart, you know what I mean? It's the only bit of vanity I've got. No face furniture, as Colin used to call them, specs. We used to come here all the time, you know. Spring, autumn, even winter if it was a sunny day. And we'd bring the kids. I was told, you know, the other day that I've got this thing called MCI. But I'll tell you, if I had £1 for every time I've been told there's something wrong with me and it turned out to be nothing, I'd be a rich blooming woman. Funny, you know, I thought there'd be a few more people about on a day like today. Well, I suppose it's still got a bit of a nip in the air. Oh, don't tell Susan about this, will you? It's only a bit of G&T. Don't do any harm, does it? I'll put it in this water bottle because, well, you're not supposed to drink in here these days. I mean, it's not like I'm an alky or anything like that. I just feel the cold, that's all. You know, they told me last week I got this memory thing. I mean, it's not dementia or anything like that. And I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it's been getting a bit more common these days. I always said I'd shoot myself if I got dementia. The only problem is I still can't figure out how to put my hands on a gun in Seaton. Oh, the bloody old Susan. She should have been here by now. I must be in the wrong place or have the wrong time or something. I'm going to have to go soon. I need to go to the toilet. Oh, God, but what if I go and then she comes and I'm not here? Oh, dear. You know, I get good days when I'm spot on. I thought today was a good day. I thought I knew where I was today. I mean, not like where I am, like in the park. No, that's daft. No, where I am in life. Time, you know, the day. It's Wednesday, isn't it? I'm sure it is. I must have a bus timetable in here somewhere or other. Oh, God, would you believe it? It was there all the time. I never switch it on because it saves the battery. This is my old mobile, this one. I told him I couldn't get on with that one phone. Ten bloody texts and 4 missed calls, Susan. Now, the thing is, do I read them now? Or do I just nip home and pretend I never found it? I can't face them now. I'm so tired, to be honest. So bloody tired. And I'm tired of feeling tired all the time. I think I'll just stay here, let them find me here again. Nice policeman took me home last time. Hear that? That could be my plane coming to land. Or yours. You know, they say that you recognise the faces of the angels when they come for you. They'll have the faces of your children. Did they, Cole? Did they? I do hope so.